What? Yes, sir. We dropped the link on Fans Speak. I'm asking the question today: what are the expectations from the Atlanta Falcons fan base in 2025? What are your expectations of these Atlanta Falcons? How are you determining what you're expecting? I want you to break it down for your boy. I want you to break it down for the rest of the fans. I'm going to drop the link. I want to know what the fans are expecting from these Atlanta Falcons. What you expecting from ownership? What you expecting from management? What you expecting from the coaching staff, from the players? What you expecting from the medical? What you expecting from concessions? I want to know what you are expecting of these Atlanta Falcons in 2025, and I want you to break it down. I want you to break it on down now. I want you to break that shit down. Like, I want you to break that shit down like you're breaking down some compound. Like you breaking down some compound. I want you to break that shit down like you breaking down some yummy ooh ooh. That's how I want you to break this shit down. I want you to break this shit down like you what Ludacris call that shit? Uh what's that shit on Ludacris? What's that song on Ludacris? Chicken and Grits album. Is it called Chicken and Grits? Or Chicken and Waffles or something like that album he got from back in the day. I want you to break this shit down like some purple yum yum, like some purple ooh yum yum. That's how I want you to break it down. The Falcons done made some big moves. The Falcons are constructing this shit like a lot of people want them to construct it. It's like they've been listening to the fans. It's like they've been listening to me this offseason. It's like they listened to your boy Blakberry. They went and got impact players all over the defense. They already had them on offense. They went and got them on defense this time. And they brought in some coaches. Some coaches that's going to really put their imprint on this team. I want to know. I want to know. What's your expectation? What's your expectation? I want to know. I want to know what you think gonna happen. What you think about to happen with these Falcons? I want to know. I, I, I want to know. I, I, I want to. I want to know what you think about to happen with these Falcons. Ooh, ooh. Are the Falcons winning more games than 2024? Are they winning fewer games? Are they going to make a playoff appearance? Will they win the division? Can they win the conference? Where do you think they will go? Is this a team right now that you think can compete for a ring? for a championship? I wanna know what you think about to happen. What you think is gonna happen with these Falcons? I wanna know. I want to know. I got to know when you tap that link. I wanna know what's the Falcons fan base expectation for 2025. I'm about to drop the link. Ain't gonna waste no time. I ain't gonna waste no more time. I see some folks itching to get in here and say what they expectations are. They itching. They itching to get up in here. They can't wait. Larry say, boy, drop the link. Boy, he said I said it 2 times. He said, what you waiting on? What the hold up, bud? What the hold up, bud? What the hold up, bud? Well, here you go. I just dropped that link in the chat. If you know what that's from, if you know what that's from right there, oh man, that was good. That was good. If you can tell, hey, if you can tell me where I got that from, I just might have a special. I might do something special for the chat at the end of the line because that was good. That was good. I just dropped that link. Hold on, wait, I gotta start up. Gotta start all the way over. Wrote a song about it. Wanna hear? Here you go. I just dropped that link in that chat. Yeah. Tell me where I got that from, and I just might do something special. I might do something real special for the chat at the end of the live. Who we got in the building though? Oh boy, Larry say, boy, he couldn't wait to get up in here. Home team. What's
What
happening,
it
What's
do,
going
y'all?
home
on?
team? What it do, man? What it do?
What's good?
What's going on this morning, man? How y'all boys feeling this morning?
Hey,
Feeling
man, I'm
good.
glad OTA today, man. I'm ready to see this action.
Ooh, that's that hands. That's when you put them hands together and you get to rubbing them hands together and you can smell that grass. They just cut that grass too. You know they wait till the wee hours of the morning to cut
Yeah,
that grass. So
that
that
motherfucker gonna
grass
be
freshly
fresh.
cut. Ooh,
Woo-hoo.
wee boy. Who want to jump this thing off, man? We talking
You want to go first,
expectations
Will?
in 2025.
You go there. I go after you.
Okay, that's a bet. Hey, my first take is on the offense. I say we gonna have a stellar offense. What I mean by that, I see a great quarterback coming in with a full offseason with our down show good offensive line. I know for a fact. I think the offensive line play gonna be way better this year because of Michael Penix get the ball a lot quicker than the last year quarterback. I see Nick Nash sneaking in and getting PT.
Ooh, he'll popular, he'll popular take with the fan base that Nick Nash is.
And the reason why I say that is because I think you said at home team about he played quarterback and he can read the field as a receiver, so that'll fit well. I
Mm-hmm.
also I also seen them really making Kyle Pitts a vocal point, not by them just saying it, by them saying it's Kyle Pitts worth keeping around after this year. Now let's go
Facts.
defense. Let's go defense. I'm gonna first start off undrafted. Simeon Barrett. I ain't even gonna go Kobe first. Simeon Barrett Jr.
Okay.
That son of a gun gonna come in and play. I
That's
don't give
that
a damn with
Miami
nobody.
boy.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't give a damn with nobody talking about. I'd be damn if Nate Ollie let Simeon Barrett walk up out of there to get on the practice squad and get picked up. I'd be damn. Cause I see him as another greater Jerry. I'm sorry to say it, but what
Oh
can I say
wow.
with like a higher motor? Like when I looked at his film, I didn't see no play that he took off or didn't go full. Every play I seen him in Miami, that son gun went full motor every play with triple teams and double teams and got through them. I know that's college, but shit, I ain't see too many deep tackles in college last year getting through triple teams like he did at a full motor every play. Let's go to Kobe Bryant. They say he playing outside. So I seen him coming in through mid season. It might be the starter, depends on the production of Mike Hughes. Because I think by them signing Mike Hughes to that little contract, I feel like they was already keen on going after somebody young next up in that position. Because if we gonna be real, if they felt like Mike Hughes was the corner for the next couple of years, he would never got that little bit of contract and be guaranteed what the first year and second year basically.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? They would have
Right.
the belief system would have been there to where he would have got a solid guaranteed contract to where we wouldn't be able to let him go the next two seasons. We can damn sure let him go this season if he don't pan out. You know what I'm saying? So I know then
Mm-hmm.
what everybody been saying about what Terry trying to do for the longest is get what he want on this team to make it productive all around and not just in a couple of positions. Because I feel like Terry really went out and did what he was able to do that he got the control to do now. Cause I ain't seen no GM before Terry. Let's say Dimitrov. Yeah, he went more like big on the offensive side than the defensive side. You know, even in the free agent, he went more big on the offensive side than defensive side. I've been watching Terry do what you've been saying home T for the longest. The man been getting groceries every year. So now, since he done got the groceries, I feel like the hot seat is really is Raheem. He don't have no choice but to deliver. He have no choice, no choice because of shit. You done let this your GM done got you everything you needed. Now it's
Yep.
time for you to let these young boys go out here and play. Now let's
For
talk
all
about these. Now let's talk about these young boys, man. And I'm done after that. Jalen Walker and James Pierce Jr.
yeah.
This might be like a extreme hot take. What I'm finna say, but I'm finna throw it out there.
Mm-hmm.
Them sun guns might be running for Rook of the Year. Eat out both of them. I'm gonna be honest because of
Ooh, wait, 1 and 2 going back on the same team, going head to head on the same team for Rick of the Year.
yeah, because I'm looking at it like this home team.
Ooh.
How the hell you gonna key in on both of them? You can't key in on both. And Leonard Floyd on the field too with them. How can you key in on James Pierce and Jalen Walker? James Pierce 6'5", look like he down there 245. They keep saying he like two what? They say he, I mean, not 245. He like he about 255, 260. They say he like 245, 250, but that's something a little bigger than that.
Yeah, they probably done told all of them to put a little weight on. Yeah.
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 Oh yeah.
Okay, now you got Jalen Walker. That something is like a mini, who I want to say. Damn. I don't want to say a Luke Kuechly because Luke Kuechly didn't rush the passer for real, but the way he played is like a Luke Kuechly to me.
Nigga,
In my
something like a
time,
Jeremiah Trotter
yeah. Right. Jeremiah Trotter. Jeremiah Trotter. And
or
it's like,
Devon Curse type guy. Yeah.
right. You got him. This son gun looked like he got. I looked at his film and I went back and looked at it like three times when we played top teams and he played top O lineman. That son of a gun came to play every play,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
every play. When he went against Kelvin Banks, top O lineman, he destroyed dude.
Yeah, he did, boy. He ate that some bitch. He ate that motherfucker lunch.
And he the
Sure
same
did.
size as a NFL lineman. So I know this year, I say we go because it's 17 games, right? It's 16. Are they or the win 17?
It's 17 guy.
I say us.
17 guy.
And I'm gonna say this. I don't give a damn what nobody talking about. And I'm gonna hang on this hat until the end of the season. I say we go 14-3.
Okay.
Alright.
Okay.
Well, I see. I'm gonna
And
say
I'm
like
done.
this.
And
Well,
I'm done.
I'm gonna say what we got to do more better. For one, I'm gonna say better play caller from Zach Robinson. I understand he was, you know what I'm saying. He was saying yeah too that we left
Mm-hmm.
a lot of points on the field, which we did. At least he been honest about it. But what I'm gonna say is we're gonna have to use my boy Tyler Ajit, man, because we got some tough decisions to make this all season because we can't keep everybody. So I know my boy Dre, he gonna get paid, and Tyler just deserve his contract, even though Big John Robinson didn't get drafted be here before. But Tyler just was our muscle. This dude had 1,000 or almost close to 2,000 in receiving yards. I mean, not receiving, but rushing yards. With that being said, we need more better. We need to put more points on the board and start giving teams uh start having a defense give us like critical stops when we in the 10-yard line. So we need to use more Tyler Joe in them situations, and we need to run the ball more and then spread the ball out on play action. Now I
Mm-hmm.
might get on the special teams. Marcus
Mm.
Williams, we need more better.
Mm.
We need more better field position when we get momentum on teams. When we kick the ball off, I want to see the boys gunning out there, getting blocked field goals. I mean, not bl- I mean block punts. You keep the teams in the 5-yard line, close to 10-yard line, so they won't get them no 20 or 25. So we need to be more better executing.
Flipping the field.
You need that. You need that momentum when you in games because you never know how the game could go out. Because if you put the team on the 5, 10 yard, that's the momentum on the defense, and the defense get turnovers, then the offense start to clicking. So you need all three phases. I just need more better consistent for Marcus Williams because there's no excuses this year. So he even though he want to stay with the Falcons, he got to be more better getting these special team players accountable.
And you know what,
So
William? To give some input on that. Coincidentally, because I don't think all these teams had that good of a special teams unit, but for some reason when they played us, we
yeah,
was getting pinned inside the 10 and inside the 15 quite often last year. Special teams units was flipping the field very well on us. I don't know, maybe that was just bad luck or something, but that is a very important piece to the football games, y'all. When your special team unit, like William Amy is saying, can flip the field to where you pin the other team inside their own end zone, it's gonna open up an abundance of things your defense can do. So that's a good
facts.
point, Will, man.
Yeah, facts. And for the defense, man, we just gotta stop the run. We need that nasty. I'm seeing that kid out of Miami, that undrafted. That dude he could play. He just got to work on his technique. That could be coachable, but I feel like he could
Mm-hmm.
slim a little bit down, but not lose too much weight. But we need that defensive tackle that could take double teams and eat that gap, stopping teams running in the middle. You know what I'm saying? And stop the quarterback. So we need that. We need that big nasty nose tackle. I don't know if Root or Roro ready for that step as playing that defensive tackle. But I like that kid out of Miami, the undrafted. I think he gonna make the roster. He gonna push somebody out. And the linebacker Troy Anderson. Now I understand. If you want to make the team, brother, you better be accountable, bro. Cause there's no excuses, bro. I don't know if he gonna make the roster. I'm not saying he ain't, but healthy is when you available, bro. You got to be available, and you got to play better on defense.
I
You know what I'm saying?
understand everybody be saying health is available. But when it comes to Troy Anderson, not to cut y'all with, and I'm gonna let you keep
Yeah,
going. Dude is a stud. We can't look past that like he ain't no stud when he on that field. You know what I'm saying? And I think with the injuries, yeah, that shit is like coming to us like, bro, we can't keep trying to hold off on other players to see if you gonna keep being available. But
yeah.
like
But
you talking
but
about,
I
you
didn't mean to
know
cut you
he
off,
gonna make
bro.
the
That's some coaching too, and I blame that on Raheem Morris. Because why would you have Troy Anderson playing on special teams? This man was playing lights out against that New Orleans game. It's like I don't even have my main starter middle linebacker be playing on special teams. That's why he got hurt, and I blame that on coaching. I didn't mean to cut you off. That's on coaching because we need to be
but
better in game planning and game situations
yeah.
because we did terrible. Terrible
But if you
bubble.
know, that's why I ain't say about none last year because of I look at every year like a different new slate. You
Mm-hmm.
last year did this. Okay, this is a new year. Let's see, did you learn anything different? Did you look at your mistakes and say, okay, this one I'm not gonna do? So now that last year was last year, I don't even want to say what we did last year to bring it into this year because we got new players, a new coaching staff. And I feel like now Raheem can just be the head coach that he really want to be. I don't think dude came to Atlanta Falcons to goddamn have his hands on offense and defense and special teams. Bro want to be a head coach. Hell, we want to sit back and be able to just oversee everything and just
Mm-hmm.
make sure everybody just doing what the coaches need to be did. That's it. You can
Yeah.
tell. That's why he didn't ever give no input on the defense until the bye week because his conclusion was I got this guy right here as my DC and I believe he gonna do the job. So I'm gonna let him do the job till it's time for me to step in. And I think that's what
Woo-hoo.
we missing on a lot of what's going on with the Falcons. A lot of head
Yeah.
coaches we had wanted to come in and be a head coach, not a head coach, and have to put their hands on input on offense and defense. Because you got to look at it
Mm-hmm.
like this: we are collaborative. So the head
Yeah.
coach understand it coming to Atlanta Falcons, but I can just do my part. I ain't got to have hands on offense and defense if I got the right coaching staff input. We ain't had that yet. If we gonna be honest, we ain't had no real good coaching staff outside of what Nielsen, Jerry Gray,
And
and
Mike Smith.
Mike Smith. That's it. Now that Raheem got Jeff Obert and he trust and believe that Jeff Obert went and got his guys that's gonna make our defense look better. And on the opposite side, he trusts Zach Robinson. Why you think he never put his hands in the offense? He could because he was offensive side of the ball at some one point in the NFL. But
Yeah,
he
right.
didn't
Season
because
coach.
guess what? Zach Robinson learned from Sean McVay, a goddamn
Yeah.
guru.
Yeah.
So what
And
Raheem did was take Sean McVay formula and came to Atlanta with it, but we missing that because we don't understand that he came from LA up under a guru. So he learned how to be a head coach.
yeah.
That's it.
Mm.
And what I'm gonna say is on defense, man, we need our players step up. Like AJ, I know AJ he held his own. I ain't knocking off his credit, but we need more turnovers, AJ. I know you like to pump on what it is what's what it is when you deflection, but we need the interceptions. Turn that head, stop opposing teams. But he held his own now. But on that nickel spot, I hate to say it, the Alfred. I don't think you're gonna make the roster, buddy. It's too tight right now. It's just a lot of competition.
Ooh.
So and then
Y'all for William Amos say your ass is grass.
your ass grass
Woo.
because a lot of teams were targeting you. Because think about it, ever since we before this bye week, we was getting tore up in the Broncos game, getting tore up in the Chargers game, getting tore up in the Minnesota game, getting tore up in the Commanders game. Every time they find that weak spot, D Alfred, he was getting beat by Double Moon. So I expect Billy Bowman Jones to lock that competition, and you might see Clark Phillips the third get some rotation. I don't even think, be honest with you guys, I don't even think Kevin King gonna make the team. I think we keeping like at least like 5 or 6 DBs on the corner. But like I said, Kobe Bryant, he gonna make the roster. So and with me, man, I just feel like as a collective unit on the defense, bro, we need to set the tone. Jason Bates hold his own. You know what I'm saying? I expect these rookies to come in with their and I say good. The sky's the limit for us, man. If we stay healthy and just know that playbook, we could be a top 10 defense. And I expect us to be 11-6 and sweep the division. Take care of the division. Everything else will plan out. Take one game at a time.
I love
But
it.
14,
yeah,
14 to 3,
11.
my boy. 14 to
I
3, my boy.
I only see no bros. I'm gonna be real with you. Only team I say it's a trap game, bros. You gotta think about it. We got to bye week early. Only game I say we might go be a trap game is that Minnesota Minnesota Vikings. That's a trap game. Damn. Only games I say that could we get an L early is probably I ain't even gonna say Tampa really because Tampa they just had got hot at late. But Buffalo Commanders but Commanders they ain't all that on defense, so we could might beat them. But Buffalo, Cardinals, Patriots, and I might say part of down Jets just because I understand that Justin Fields a mobile quarterback, but I say they probably got to have a good defense because they got that dude. What's that defense coordinator we were supposed to get? Steve Wilkes. That they got a good mind groove defense. So otherwise, that and probably I don't say we could beat the 49ers. They ain't no problem. But I might say last loss we probably might say the Cardinals in the season.
Oh,
Cause you take care of your business in the division, you sweep the division, and by the time week 15, week 16, we could rest Michael Penix and our starters and all that, man. And Kirk Cousins should be gone because I heard that the Steelers might get him. So hopefully he'll be going around trade talk and he resigns Tyler Algier. That's all I got to say.
the rumors are circulating.
Yes,
Georgia,
sir.
Texas boy, you there?
What's happening, man?
Man,
It was
long
good.
time no hear, my guy.
Long time no hear, my guy. Happy
What we talking
Memorial
about
Day
this morning? Top of the
week,
morning, man.
top of the morning, man. But yeah, so first start off with Troy Anderson. The only reason Troy Anderson was on special teams because he got
You
hurt
sound
year prior.
you sound like you sound a little muffled, Georgia, Texas boy, like talking in a pillow.
Hold
Yeah, I'm gonna say that's 11-6, man.
Can you hear me now?
Okay. Oh yeah, that way better. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I say, man, with Troy Anderson, the only reason Troy Anderson was on special teams because the year prior he got hurt. And then that year prior, there was when Kaden Ellis and Nate Lemon both had over 100 tackles apiece.
Mm-hmm.
And and this coaching staff did not draft Troy Anderson. So once again, we coming into the season to where Troy Anderson got to prove himself again. Now, folks are saying moving from linebacker and put him at edge. Well, they should have put him at edge before we had 6 or 7 edges now, or outside linebackers, whatever you want to call them. Now we got every type
Got
of
a
edge
full
rusher
room.
that you
Yeah,
want.
got a full room now.
Yeah. And then with the D Alford situation, that go back to the linebackers. We had no linebacker that can even help in the middle of the field. And D Alford was getting exposed.
Yeah. D
and
Alford
one
was
of
getting picked on, y'all. I
yeah,
agree with it. He was getting picked on. But in his defense, you sure hell ain't gonna go picking on Jesse. Justin Simmons, they was weary. They thought twice about picking on Justin Simmons. You wasn't finna pick on AJ after he finally got his bearing by himself after that first game.
yeah,
And and Mike Hughes, man, Mike Hughes was out there holding it down.
Yeah.
yeah.
They
And then
only,
think
you
about
know
the
what,
signing of
Blackberry,
Xavier Watts.
Blackberry,
With
you
the
know what,
signing of Xavier Watts, that's
you
going to
know,
allow Jesse Bates to be a roamer, to get back closer to the line, to be all over the field instead of just playing the back third. Allow Xavier Watts to play the back third, to be that deep safety or split the field, however they want to run it, but allow Jesse Bates to roam. That year when Jesse Bates had like what seven turnovers or 7 interceptions, we gotta let
Yeah.
Jesse Bates roam. We can't just let him sit up top. Let him roam.
Now, do
but,
you
Mike
think what
Hughes
would have
was
helped D
solid.
Alford? Do you
but,
think what would have helped D Alford a little bit more is if we were able to generate more pressure up the middle?
Oh, of
Cause,
course.
'cause if you ain't getting no pressure in the
And
quarterback face, I
facts.
mean,
You
you
ain't
kind
you
of
ain't gonna
leaving him
turnover.
out there on. Yeah, you kind of leaving him out there to dry.
hey,
Yeah.
that's what I was actually finna say though, Blackberry.
What's up
Most
with you,
people,
Richie? You
man,
Mhm.
gotta
it
say
ain't
your good
shit.
mornings, man. You can't just start talking. You gotta
Man,
say
good
your good
morning,
morning.
fella. Good morning, man. That was
What's
it was
going on?
interesting. It was interesting because I'm sort of on the fence about D Alfred more than most people because I don't feel D Alfred is a good zone nickel. But when they played him in man with Nielsen in that 4-3 hybrid, you couldn't stop the man. So
Yeah.
really, it's just that's why I
Scheme.
say I'm sort of on the fence about D Alfred because it was the same way with Deion Jones. Deion Jones was good when we was in the 4-3. It's when we switched to that 3-4 with Dean Pees
Yeah.
that killed them. That's just like with True Fun. That's why I don't
Yeah.
be understanding some of these coaches that we got. even with True Fun, a lot of people give True Fun slack, but one thing True Fun did before that injury was lock up half a field. Period.
It's true.
But when we lacked in pass rush is when True Front started getting exposed and we start playing that weak ass zone
Cover
where he
three.
10 yards, 7 to 10 yards off the ball. It's like, why are you gonna draft a bunch of corners that play man to put them in zone?
Yeah. And you can't be small on defense playing a 3-4. That's a no-no.
You see what I'm saying? So you're constantly switching schemes and not playing to the player's strength. Honestly, the
Mm-hmm.
reason I don't fault D Alpha for last year, because to be truthfully honest with you, everybody looked bad in that defense, even Jesse Bates.
Yeah.
And the reason Jesse Bates looked bad is because Simmons, I think what it is just Simmons got old. He
Yeah,
didn't
too
have that
slow.
speed he had
Too
with the
slow.
Broncos. So Jesse Bates still young, so he was covering up for a lot of. I believe what it really was these players weren't bought in on Jimmy Late's scheme, because when you look at Simmons, really not as bad as we make him to be. That scheme had everybody looking bad. Grady Jarrett, Caden Ellis, and I'm gonna be honest with y'all. If Troy stay healthy this year, one thing I know, they not finna move him from middle linebacker. I'm gonna tell you why. Because one thing Jeff Ulbrich can do is coach a linebacker.
Oh, yeah.
And he already said, well, truthfully, they already said cool. This how I know they're not getting rid of cool too, because the linebacker coach, if you go back and watch they dropped the new coach video. If you go back and watch the linebacker coach and the special teams coach, he said both of them said they healthy this year. They already healthy. He said cool healthy. The special team coach said cool healthy. We still giving him competition, but
I
cool.
sure hope so, goddamn it. That's
But the
gonna make me
problem was,
nice.
no, listen to exactly what because I watched the Believe Falcons with Michael Turner, which call it special teams interview. He said, and they asked him about Cool, and he said, yeah, cool healthy this year. So when he said that, that let me know that your coach. Now, I'm not one to give Raheem a whole bunch of slack because it was his first year. Regardless of the bumbles and the fuck ups he here, ain't nothing I can do about it. But
Mm-hmm.
when the special teams coach said to Michael Turner, it was Michael Turner that asked the question about Cool. And the special teams coach said, yeah, we giving Cool competition, but Cool is totally healthy this year. So that let me know when he said that, y'all knew the man was hurt last year, still trotting his ass out on the field.
Right, right. They knew
It
he
ain't
was hurt.
Cool couldn't kick. He changed his kick because he was injured. He changed his the special team coach said it in the interview. Cool changed his kicking style. And it didn't work for him. But he's totally healthy this year and ready to go, but we still gonna give him competition. So Troy Anderson, the linebacker coach, was like, yeah, Troy Anderson was hurt, but he played through some of it. That's why he extra hurt now. These
Sound like they
players,
played a lot of hurt folks. They played
that's
a
what.
lot of folk hurt.
So truthfully, it ain't that Troy Anderson got hurt last year. He got hurt and they made him play through the hurt, which injured that injury more because he was. They played a lot of players hurt because of the deficiency of Jimmy Late's scheme.
Ooh, shit. Ooh. That goddamn King Richard boy, he pays attention.
Now
What's up
because
with you, Rudy? Rudy, you there, Rudy?
He
Can you
on
hear
mute.
us?
You on mute, Ruby.
I'm
Unmute
here.
yourself,
I'm here.
Rudy.
Can you hear me? I'm here.
Yeah, man. What's up, man? Appreciate you for joining us, man.
All right, thank you. Hey, look, I'm here. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I can hear you.
yeah,
You, okay. Hey, look, I'm a Cowboys fan, but let me say this here. That boy Penix like that. Did you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Did you hear what I said?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That boy Penny's like that. Thanks. Yeah. I had to take care of some business, so sorry about that. But I got y'all winning that division, man. They better watch out. They better
Oh
watch
yeah.
out. I'm telling you, y'all don't just have Penix. Y'all got a good offense. Y'all got a improving defense. I like what y'all got going on, man. And I'm gonna tell you this here: Penix might be the best quarterback of the 24 class, man. I'm telling you. I, I,
Appreciate
Ooh,
you.
Tell him
I like
again.
that
Tell
take.
him again.
I,
I'm,
Tell him
I'm,
again.
I'm, I'm telling you. I've been watching football a long time, man. I've been
yeah.
watching football a long time. If y'all have proper management and get the weak guys off the team and constantly churn the bottom of their roster and add better players throughout the off season and through the season, y'all got a chance in 2 or 3 years to take this whole thing, man. That boy
Facts.
Penix, that left arm is like that. That left arm is like that, dude. He like that.
Yeah.
He like that.
I
Anyway,
agree.
I I could continue, but I'm gonna go ahead and drop out, and I'm gonna just listen to a little bit more of the show. I'm gonna just listen to a little bit more of the
Hey,
show, man.
bro, I appreciate you, man.
Yeah,
Hey, I didn't. Did you
All right.
did you did you say who your team was?
You said the Cowboys.
Cowboys.
Cowboy. Hey,
Yeah.
man, I appreciate you coming
yeah,
through and
yeah, yeah.
showing
The
love, man.
cowboy, the cowboy. Yeah, yeah, the Cowboys are my team, but we ain't gonna do nothing until we get rid of Jerry. Dak
Facts.
takes all the blame. He takes all the blame because Jerry
Facts.
won't give him help. Dak is not a
yeah,
Mahomes or Elway. Those guys didn't need as much. They don't need as much help. But Dak
Yeah.
just needs more.
right.
He needs more help. And as you can see, last year Jerry didn't give him anybody but Eric Kendricks and like one other guy. I mean, let's just face it. And that's why I said management is the key. You got to get the barely on the roster guys out of there, and you got to replace them with better talent from other teams or practice squads. That's the
Now I
key to
will
building your
say,
team up. Yeah,
now I
Yeah.
will say, if Dak
right.
had that old Troy Aikman O line, he'd
Yeah,
be dangerous.
yeah.
They
Well,
won't even get him an O line like they, because
yeah,
one thing I'll say about the Cowboys, y'all have
right.
always had a beast of an O line.
Well, he had an O line, but they started getting hurt and getting older. But now I feel
Yeah.
better about the offensive line. But Jared Jones is the only GM that can't be fired because he's the owner. He screwed our team, man. We had the players. We were probably 4 or 5 players short from taking a deep run, taking a shot at a deep run. But it might not happen because of him. But Dak gets the blame. But anyway, I don't want to stay stuck on my team. That's my team.
Yeah.
Y'all know it. I don't want to stay stuck on there. But I'm saying if y'all don't make the mistakes the Cowboys made, and y'all have a real GM and real football people, you gotta have real football people to win, not an owner who thinks he knows it all.
Yeah.
And and
Yes,
and I
sir.
think
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think that's what the Falcons have. And I'm gonna tell you, I think y'all signed Kirk Cousins on purpose, man, as a smokescreen to get Penix. Penix was the target all along. It's just some money.
Tell him
It's just some
again. Tell
money.
him again.
It's just some money. It was the perfect smoke screen to fool everybody, and Arthur Blank went along with it, saying, I don't like that. I just signed Kirk Cousins all that money, and you go and get Penny. Come on, man. Yeah, hey, as the owner, you may not be responsible for the 6 and 7 round picks, but you got to put your signature on the early picks. Come on, man. We ain't
Yeah.
stupid. Arthur
Yeah.
Blank knew about this, even if it was just the day before. He knew about it. But I'm
You know
telling you,
what? You
yeah, go
correct.
ahead.
Nah, you
Yeah,
correct, because what a lot of people don't know is that it
yeah,
was Arthur Blank decision. Cause Arthur Blank said, remember, we went through Mariota, Taylor Heineke,
yeah,
and Desmond Ritter. Arthur Blank,
and
he
Ritter
said
too. Yeah,
basically the way he was talking, he was like they damn near gave him a heart attack. He said he ain't gonna
yeah.
do that no more. He don't care
And
how
and,
Kirk
if,
Cousins feel.
and if you remember the last 2 years, 24 and 23, you were 1 or 2 games away from making the playoffs. The last
With
2 years,
bomb quarterbacks.
Mm. Mm.
exactly. We're Ritter and Cousins that won completely 100%. So guess what? Now you got Penix all year long. I'm telling you, if handled properly, if you don't handle them like that was handled, Penix can be the best quarterback of the 24 class. I see all pro ability, man. I've been watching the game a long time.
Hey,
Yeah.
you know what? And it's funny that you say that, cause my cousin a Tampa Bay fan, so I go over his house the
Right,
other
yeah,
day, and
yeah,
he said, man, I hate, because I'm telling them, one thing, because we were talking about our first game, and I
yeah,
was like, Baker a good quarterback, but I'm glad we playing them first because Baker usually
yeah,
creeps up at the end of the year. He said,
Mm-hmm.
right,
no,
right,
he said, man, I'm gonna be honest with y'all.
yeah. What he
He said
say?
the same thing you said, Penix like that.
Penix like that. He
He
like
said
that.
only thing can ruin y'all season is coaching.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Management and coaching is the only thing. Management, coaching, and injury is the only thing that can mess this up for Atlanta. I got y'all winning like 11 games. About
Yeah, I said
11
that.
games. I can see that.
Yeah, 11,
I can
11 to
see that.
6. 11 to
But
Yeah,
the
6.
I
I
only
can.
I
said
don't
that.
thing
even
that
see I
really
don't even
true,
see injuries playing being the reason because we got that depth now at
Yeah.
every
Yeah,
position.
It's just
So
yeah,
execution.
it's gonna be execution,
Just
and it's gonna
execution
come down to
and
these
game plan.
coaches making the smartest plays possible.
right.
Make the smart choice that the
Yeah,
team needs to succeed and move forward. Because
right.
the last thing we need is for your motherfucking ass to have 30
Yeah,
seconds left and you got two
yeah,
timeouts and don't use now one of them.
hey, but
right.
I'm gonna tell you, I
Yeah,
just want to
okay.
prepare all our fans to lose that Rams game for that first pick. Don't say I ain't warn you.
Right.
That's crazy,
Yeah.
man.
You said lose that Rams
Yeah,
game for that first pick. I don't know what
because
you're
the
talking about.
Rams gave us that pick to get Pierce. So if you think all we gave up was draft picks, you fooling yourself.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
Plus, we play the Rams like week 15, week 16, week 17.
Now week
The
17, like I'm
the
close to the end of the
Rams are
season.
always see by that time the Rams are already in playoff mode. You got to think
Yeah.
about how they team structured.
Okay. So what's the stipulations of the trade? If y'all have a worse record or a better record, what's the deal?
We just swapped picks. That was it. So it don't. If we got a
Oh,
bad
oh,
record,
oh, oh, okay. So if y'all got the lesser record, y'all give them a lesser first round the next year.
yeah. But see, we banking. Our only problem to me was them
Yeah.
running quarterbacks, right? But you get
Yeah.
a Jalen and a Pierce. I'm not
Yeah.
worried about a Jaden Daniels and all
Yeah.
them run and the Kyler Murray because we got
Yeah.
speed.
Yeah. Man,
Uh,
F them picks, win every game. You don't get better losing, you get better winning. F them picks.
Fuck them picks.
You don't
Fuck them
you
picks.
hey, no
Fuck them
disrespect to
picks.
you. No disrespect to you, bro. F them picks. You don't get a 5-year window in the NFL. You get more like a 2 or 3 year
no,
window. And yeah, go ahead,
you
I'm
know
listening
what
to
though? I
you. Yeah,
agree with you. And you know
yeah,
why I
okay.
agree with you
Yeah,
on fuck them
yeah,
picks? Because
yeah.
I just want to ask you one question.
Go ahead.
Name me
Okay.
a defensive player that's coming out that draft next year that you think will be worth our first pick. If you can't name one, how we
I
going?
don't I don't know for sure, but I guess what? I know y'all in position to win now. Like I said, look, I'm a Cowboys fan for real. But guess what? I know how to pay respect too, man. And I like what y'all doing. That boy Penix like that, man. And I'm gonna tell you, Kyle Pitts is in a contract year. Don't be blowed if he balls out. Don't be surprised if Kyle Pitts balls out. I can see him getting 9 or 10 touchdowns and like 80 catches.
And honestly, Kyle Pitts would have been traded this year if our quarterback hadn't spoke up for him.
Yeah.
Penix
Oh,
want Kyle
so
Pitts.
Oh, hey, guess what? Wise decision, because I'm gonna tell you that boy didn't drop a ball his last year at Florida. Now I know that was years ago, but guess what? We're gonna see if he can live up to the expectations, man. I think he can. I really think he can. And
See, the
y'all
problem
got guys.
is,
Yeah, go ahead. Okay.
it's like the
Yeah.
tight end coach said. He said, I
Okay.
told Kyle, you've
Right.
already put it on tape with Matt Ryan, so we know you can do it, and that's why you catching
Right.
so much slack.
Yeah. 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 But let me ask you this: what are y'all linebackers looking like, man? And also the graded Jarrett replacement. Who's that going to be? And what are y'all linebackers looking like?
Oh, we got Ulbrich, so he a linebacker
Okay.
guru. So I'm
Oh,
not
okay.
really worried about the linebacker. Now that position you talking about DT, I am sort of worried about the run game just a little bit
Okay.
because we got
Right.
group, but what
Okay.
they see what the Falcons do, IGM so slick. That's why I
Yeah.
understand what you're saying about Jerry Jones. Cause what they
Yeah.
did, what Terry did was put up one of our DTs and made him
Right.
pick up almost 20 more pounds. He 335 now.
Okay.
But
Playing
they
that one
hid
test.
him on the injured reserve list to
That's how
make
you
him
do it.
pick up the weight.
Right.
See,
Yeah.
Jerry not doing stuff like that, hiding
Jared,
players, making
Jared's so cheap. Jared's so cheap. It's ridiculous. I'm frustrated, man. But anyway, we're gonna focus on the Falcons though. We ain't gonna focus on the Cowboys. You know.
but that's
I
what
mean,
that's
I
the
just
type of stuff that
yeah.
Terry do. He slick
Right.
with it. He'll hide players, make them pick up weight or let them get better, and then
Yeah.
on the injured reserve list, and then bring because like
Yeah.
if you put LaKale London on the practice squad, he gone
Right.
because he
Yeah.
wasn't a
Yeah. Yeah.
bad
Yeah.
DT
Put him on injury reserve with a slightly sprained ankle, but says a high ankle sprain. You know.
basically, and just
Yeah.
let them sit
Yeah.
there, pick up weight, and learn how to move around with that weight. Because when they
Yeah.
show the video, if you
Right.
notice in one of their mini camp videos, LaKale London in that video, that boy big and fast now.
Right. Hey, look, man. Can we just start the season this weekend?
Tell me about it.
Can we just start the season? I'm ready to go, man. Look,
Please.
man, basketball is cool, baseball is cool, but they ain't getting it, man.
It ain't nothing like football.
Ain't nothing like football, man. They talking about soccer is the sport of the world, man. Forget that crap, man. Look, it's cool, man, but we Americans, man. We football people from the north to the south to the east to the west. We football people, bro. Even the women gone crazy about football. The last 20 years or so, women have gone crazy about pickup trucks and football, man. You used to not see that like
Yeah.
that.
You remember your woman used to couldn't even stand football season because she
My
know
Yeah,
you
wife,
finna
my wife,
ignore her.
my wife be trying
yeah,
to get me. My wife be like, God damn, I'd be so goddamn glad when a TV ain't on a sport. But hey, e-
yeah,
ever since this off now this all season now, it got
yeah,
everybody buzzed. Cause even my wife like,
right,
what they was. She come
yeah,
talking to me. She say, what they was talking about that Michael Penix on the
yeah,
radio this morning. I was like, oh, you
uh-huh,
were listening. You were listening to the to 92.9. They must be, man, they talking crazy on there about Michael. They say Michael Penix ain't gonna do this,
yeah.
ain't gonna do. I said, boy, look at my wife, boy. I'm so
You,
proud.
you, you know what I like about that dude? That dude can throw through them tight windows, man.
Yeah,
It
he
ain't a
sure
lot like
can.
that. It's
He got
probably
that
about
arm, man.
20.
He got a
Yeah,
cannon. He got
yeah.
a cannonball arm.
It's probably 20% quarterbacks in the league, whether starter or a backup that can do that. He can throw through the windows, man. I saw it his first three games and a fraction of another game. That boy was spitting some of them balls through that window, man. I'm talking about like a small rundown hotel bathroom window.
You know
I ain't
what? And
talking
that's why nah, because
about
I seen a post the other day, and
yeah.
the NFL people are at we think they don't like the media really don't like us, but for some reason,
Cause y'all in the blue blood. That's probably one of the main reasons why y'all in the blue blood, like a Pittsburgh or New England. You know.
but this
Yeah.
year, everything I've seen from the NFL is
Right.
highlighting Penix. I know, see, the problem is
Yeah.
they like Penix, like you said, he
Right.
was one of the
Yeah.
better quarterbacks coming out the draft.
It was
It's
the
just
injury
he
history.
went to us. If he'd have
Yeah.
went
Yeah.
somewhere else,
Yeah. And also, he didn't have an injury history. He'd have been picked top 3 or 4, man. If not for that, man.
because
If
think
his
about
body can, yeah. Go ahead.
if Penix had stayed in school this year, he'd be number one pick in the draft.
Yeah, for sure. But he came out at the right time. He knew the ability he had, man. And a lot of quarterbacks who are left-handed don't have that arm strength like that. He does, man.
And the
I'm
If
one
he
impressed,
stayed in,
man.
if he stayed in school any longer, he'll be applying for an AARP account.
nah,
Yeah,
but
because
you
he
know
was.
one thing
Yeah,
that set him apart from Mike Vick that I did notice. Remember,
right.
Mike Vick couldn't run to the left and throw to the left.
Oh,
Penix
okay.
can run to the left and throw to the left.
Right. Yeah. I'm impressed, but I'm not just impressed by Penix. The line is solid. You got Drake London. You got Bijan. Bijan had a surprisingly good year. What he had 1,400 yards rushing last year.
Yep, almost
Uh,
15.
yeah,
But he
yeah.
don't,
I
but he
mean,
don't, but he don't need. But I ain't even cut you. Based on don't need to be the workhorse, but we need to get Tyler Jim more involved too, man. Because Tyler Jim,
right.
our bruiser back, so we gotta have a 1-2 punch like
They
Detroit
are
got.
Zach Robinson
Yeah,
already said in his interview he cutting some of Bijan. They implement Kyle Pitts more in this offense. So he
right,
said you might see some of Bijan receiving snaps come down.
right. And don't
When
y'all have
he
Mooney?
Yep.
Yeah, we got Darnell Mooney
Hey,
and
Mooney
William
straight like
McLeod.
that. Mooney straight like that, man. Mooney straight like that. I'm telling you. He. Hey, he ain't no superstar, but Mooney can play.
And
Telling
I,
you.
With
I
a,
Those,
and I
huh?
and I ain't mean to cut y'all off. I want to see Tyler Jim more involved too. Not saying like all get a lot of touches, but when they gonna get close to like the short yard field position, like 20 or 30, feet out monster that damn ball.
Right,
Raheem
no
already
doubt.
said Tyler done picked up like 10 or 15 pounds, came back to camp, Jack.
Woo.
So,
I,
so
I can't wait.
Algier's the backup running back.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay,
the bowling
okay.
ball, the bowling
Oh,
ball.
okay. I
And
They
he
need.
see.
I don't know
picked
I
up
what
see.
they doing.
he picked up like 10 or
Right.
15 pounds. And Raheem said in one of his interviews, they asked him who surprised him in coming back for the voluntary camp. He said Tyler
Yeah.
Algier, because Tyler Algier looked like he done picked up about 10 pounds and he's solid. Like he's
Yeah,
ripping.
Right. Right.
and he on the
Now,
contract year too.
let me ask you an
See,
important question.
I got folks speaking for me. I ain't even got to say it. I ain't even got to say nothing about Tyler. That's what I like. Look at
I
that.
was going, hey Will, I was gonna
Look
say,
at
are you
that.
here? I was gonna say, is Will hearing this right now? Is he hearing this?
No, because what I think they're gonna try to do, because if you notice, I'm gonna be honest, the Falcons affect most stuff in the NFL than people really realize, even though they talk about us to death. A lot of teams are going to a two-back system like what we have. They're going back to running back by committee. That's why you've seen all them running backs come out the draft, because they did a poll, right? A PFF poll. Only us, Detroit, and I forgot the other team. It's only three teams with a running back room like us. Two other teams, and they said it was Detroit with Gibbs and Montgomery, Atlanta with Bijan and Algier, and there was one other team, and they said what they noticed about this draft is that
Mm,
more teams are trying to be like Atlanta and Detroit with that two-back system. That's why you've seen so many running backs so many running backs get drafted this year.
right. Let me ask you. Let me ask you this. It ain't the most popular question, but it's an important question. I know you had some problems with kicker. I think last year, or the year before last. What does that kicker and that punter look like, man? Because that's gonna be important. That's gonna be important, man. As you go along,
He was
you're
hurt
gonna need them.
last year. They
Okay.
played him hurt. And the special
And
team,
who is it? Young Way Cool?
yeah, the special team coach said they brought in competition, but Koo is fully healthy this year. And that's
Okay.
what let me know that our coaches fucked last year up.
Okay.
Trotting his
They should have.
ass out there, letting him, because he changed his kicking style last year.
Okay. Yeah. So they really should have probably put him on IR and got somebody else out there to be a
We
little bit
and the
better.
guy we got out there couldn't even make a 43-yard kick to win us the motherfucking Washington game.
Yeah, which really would have put y'all in the playoffs. You probably wouldn't have needed that game against Carolina, week 18. Well,
But
you
It
we
wouldn't
was
wouldn't
have.
have
it,
got
it
Jalen
was a
Carter
50
and Pierce.
yarder. It was like a 51 yarder, Rich.
Oh,
Oh, it
oh,
was?
okay, that's a
Okay.
different
Yeah,
ball game right there.
but
Yeah, that's a long one.
he needed 43 because that shit was way short.
Oh, okay, okay,
Hey, and
yeah,
I
yeah,
thought it went through. Boy, I'm up here, boy. I done almost jumped to
yeah,
the ceiling.
It was online
yeah.
now. He had that motherfucker online. He just
W-
didn't
w-
have the
w-
power.
Right. What about that punter? Can he ping you deep?
Oh,
Oh,
Bradley Pinion?
Pinion? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I
Cause
don't know his name.
he went healthy in 23. But last year
Oh, okay.
you seen him healthy. You seen him back healthy again. But this probably gonna be his last stint. He probably gonna retire after this year.
Oh, I see. I see.
Yeah,
Well,
he probably
look,
gonna be in last then.
I like what y'all got going, man, and it's not just Penix. He's the main reason I like y'all, but it's not just him. Y'all got other good players like Bijan. Y'all got those two rookie edge rushers. You know, the line is solid. Uh, I think y'all got competent management and coaching staff, man. I like y'all going forward with 11 wins, man. Tampa Bay gonna fight you because I'm gonna tell you, Tampa Bay got an offense, man. And I'm gonna tell you, watch out on defense for that boy Kalijah Kancey. That boy can rush from inside and outside. He said, and I know
Mm-hmm.
we talking about Falcons. I know we talking about Falcons, but I'm telling you to know your enemy. That boy can rush inside and out. He already said he might win defensive player of the year this year. Y'all better block that dude up, man. Y'all, if y'all don't, y'all gonna remember this day. Y'all
We're
better
gonna
block
have
that
to
boy
put.
Kalijah Kancey up.
We'll, oh yeah, we're gonna have to put hands on Kalijah Kancey because I scouted
Yeah.
Kalijah Kancey coming out of college in the draft in 23.
So you wanted them. You wanted them.
I wanted Kalijah
I
Kancey,
know. I know.
and
Yeah.
but hey man, he showed last year that he took a big
Yeah.
step forward, and hey man,
Yeah.
we gonna have to put hands on him. That's for sure.
You gonna have to run that ball against him, man. Because if y'all think about dropping back 42 times against him, that's gonna be a mistake. Even if it's like in the fourth quarter or something, that's gonna be a mistake, man. Y'all better run that ball against that dude and wear that dude out, man. You got to throw it too, but I'm telling you, cancer is a problem. He's a problem.
I think
Look,
Zach
y'all.
Robinson gonna put a lot of split back play, more split backs in there
Right,
because
right,
one thing he said in his interview with PFF when they asked him about his playbook and play style, he
right.
said he said this year in voluntary mini camp, he said I did he did about like 20 to 30 new installs as far as his playbook because he
Right.
basically saying I was limited with Kirk Cousins, so it's like maybe 50 plays he took out
Yeah,
that playbook. And he said
right.
he said we didn't get to do it last year, but I'm putting it in installs this year. So that
I don't
means
want
he
to hear no
know
excuses for that nigga Zach Robinson.
now what
A
he's
coach,
saying
a
is
coach
Hey, don't
adjusts
no
to
no
start
their
no
that
player.
no
bit
listen
will,
what
bro.
I'm
Don't
A
start
saying
that
coach
bit
listen what I'm
with
adjusts to their
bro.
saying.
player. Y'all already know how I feel. A coach adjusts to
Now
their player.
you
Don't
missing what
start
I'm
that bit
saying.
with
This
bro.
ain't in
That's what Zach
no
Robinson said in his
listen.
interview. He said you can't go off the scheme. You got to make the scheme work for the players because you can have a certain type of players. You can have a dumb play and it won't work. But if you got the right type of players, then that play will work. That's what Zach Robinson said in his interview with PFF yesterday.
Yeah, and he also basically, in my mind, what he was saying is because he said it. He said, "I watched Penix throw that ball and see they watching Penix in practice versus a game." And he said in practice that boy can put the ball wherever they want him to. So in my mind, he was basically saying that allows me to open my playbook up the way I want to. Because what he said was he said something along the lines like with Penix, his playbook can be basically unlimited because if you think about it, you just named our offense. What can't we really do?
Yeah,
Hey,
From the
Rhoda, got a fan in the chat. Want to know
yeah.
your opinion on the Falcons parting way with Grady Jarrett?
He see. I know about the Falcons a little bit, but not like y'all. But it's my understanding.
That how we doing today?
Right.
That how
But
we
I go
doing
ahead.
today?
But I go ahead and answer that. Let me say this here.
All right, yeah.
He went to Minnesota. He costed too much. You got to manage a cap too, man. And that's
Chicago,
why
he went to Chicago.
oh, my bad, my bad. Yeah, he went to Chicago. He costed too much. Now he was very good uh in that Super Bowl against the Patriots. I hate to bring that back up. He had his moments, but he's a guy you could have kept. But you got to manage a cap, man, because he wouldn't have got a lot of money from them. You got
Be
to
real.
manage a
What's he
cap, man.
worth it? What's he gonna be worth if we did keep him and pay him?
I don't know. I don't know the team like y'all do. Y'all know that better than me. But my only thing I can say is, you got to manage a cap, and he went after the bag, man. And I understand that. But he's a good player, though. I definitely remember him. He went to Clemson and he balled out in that Super Bowl against Brady. Hello?
Yeah, on here.
Yeah,
String
yeah,
yard
yeah,
on that
yeah,
foo
yeah. I have
string yard on that foo foo. What going on? Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. So he had the good Super Bowl performance. That was his
right,
sophomore
yeah,
season,
yeah. That's right,
and
right, right,
he was consistent for us for a long time.
right,
And then
right.
he got hurt.
Yeah,
It just so happened he got hurt after he was already a little long in the tooth. And
yeah,
unfortunately, for a defensive tackle, and I always say this about Grady. If you really want to know what Grady all about, just go watch him on a treadmill. You ain't never seen a big boy move like Grady move on a
yeah,
treadmill.
yeah,
But it's some things your body just not gonna allow you to come back from like you was before. And that ACL is just one of them things for them big boys.
yeah, yeah. Let me say this. I'm a kind of surprise y'all a little bit. Do y'all? Okay, I'm gonna give you a hint. Do y'all know who my favorite football player of all time is? He played cornerback. Y'all got a clue?
Dion.
That's my favorite football player. I don't care what nobody said. That's the best football player I've ever seen. They can keep their Bo Jackson talk. That's the best football player I've ever seen. I'm a Cowboys fan. I'm not a Falcons fan. I've said it more than once. Dion is the best football player I ever seen, man. I love the way he played. What do y'all think about Dion? If y'all have an opinion, y'all probably younger than me. Y'all probably seem
Well,
like y'all look younger than me.
I didn't get to watch Dion play in Atlanta.
Oh, yeah.
I got to watch him play for Dallas.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
I didn't even watch him play in San Francisco, but I watched him play in Dallas,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
I watched him play in Baltimore, of course.
He
I
shouldn't have
didn't.
been playing now. He had no business getting on that field. He ain't had no
Now,
business getting out there.
to
Man,
be
they were they
honest,
were they were white. They were cleaning they shoes with him, man. They was dogging him, man. He
to be
embarrassed
honest though,
himself.
Dion goaded in Atlanta because I did get to watch a little bit
Yeah.
of him, but I was
Yeah.
young. But one thing I remember
Yeah.
about Dion, it was
Yeah.
not a position that he was Travis Hunter before Travis Hunter. He played a little bit of punt return,
Yeah.
a little bit of wide receiver, a little bit of cornerback,
Yeah.
and then turned around and played baseball in the off season and
Yes.
still came back and trained with the team.
Yeah.
They
Did
just
y'all
they
know?
just didn't like him because of his attitude, because he knew he was the shit, basically.
Yeah. Did y'all know he scored touchdowns 5 different ways? I think he scored one every way except maybe passing. Like receiving, rushing. He had a rushing touchdown too. Interception return, fumble recovery, I think kick and punt return. He scored a touchdown 5 different ways in the NFL.
Yeah,
You can't do that if you ain't like
Dion was
that.
Dion was the
You can,
man, man.
yeah, he was the man, man. He that's my favorite football player of all time.
That's
All time.
that's why I didn't understand that conversation with Ashanti Samuels. Yeah, you were good, bro, but
Bro.
the
Oh
lockdown
yeah.
corner
He
came
was
from
trying to
him.
get them. He was trying to get that following up for that podcast he had started,
Yeah.
Richie.
Yeah.
You know what that
Yeah.
was. He know good
See,
Yeah.
I didn't
goddamn
know
Yeah.
he.
well
I
he
didn't
ain't
know he.
touching Dion.
See, that's the thing.
Yeah.
I didn't know he
Yeah.
started a podcast because I'm like, bro,
Yeah,
you
I
tripping?
see that. I see that. Yeah,
I'm like, bro,
yeah,
Dion is the reason you got
He
the word
ran the play on.
lockdown
He ran
corner.
the play.
But one thing I
yeah,
will
yeah.
say that I do miss from the times that Dion played,
Right.
because the Falcons they had an identity with an attitude. Ray Buchanan, Deion Sanders, like we were
Yeah,
some dogs. I
yeah,
watched Ray
yeah,
Buchanan. I remember
yeah,
old boy had picked off the ball or something like that and starts doing a dance on top of the Atlanta Falcon logo. I
right.
remember Ray Buchanan body slam him. That's the
Hey,
attitude I feel like the Falcons missing, the respect for their team.
yeah,
We
yeah.
got it.
No
We
doubt.
might have a couple guys now that got that attitude.
Yeah.
JPJ got that attitude.
Billy Bowman.
Billy Bowman, he one of them scrappy guys. Um, that the Divine Diablo, he show a lot of passion when he out there. You know,
Shit,
Right.
we got some
Drake
guys.
London, a dog.
Oh yeah, absolutely, Drake. Oh
But
yeah,
I'm not gonna
absolutely.
lie, and I didn't want Drake London. I wanted a defensive player, but the more and more he play, I'm gonna tell you what really solidified Drake London for me was one game. I forgot what it was, but this was under Arthur Smith. We was losing, and it seemed like Drake was the only one on that field for our team that had a real attitude problem. Like he pushing players off of him. He talking shit back to him. It's like everybody else just was be silent. And I was like,
Oh
bro, we
yeah,
some
yeah,
dogs. We really
yeah,
do. Like,
yeah.
cause when
You're
you
right.
look at the Falcons from when I grew up with Chris Miller and all of that, say what you want about them. They were some dogs on that field, though. Whether they
Yeah, no
won or
doubt,
lost,
no
they were
doubt, no
dogs.
doubt, no doubt, no doubt about that, bro. I see. I was watching back then, and they made the playoffs at 10-6, and they beat the 49ers to get in on a Hail Mary, right? You remember that?
Yeah.
Because they used to be in the division. See, they used to be in the West, in the NFC West with the 49ers. And they won on a Hail Mary, and I think that put them in the playoffs. And that was during that too legit to quit time. That was like
Yeah, when
90.
MC Hammer used to be on the sidelines
Yeah,
with
like
Deion
90 or
Sanders.
91. Yeah, exactly. It was 90 or 91 for sure. And they won on a Hail Mary to beat the 49ers to get into the playoffs for sure. I remember that, man. Hey, I done watched a lot of football, man. That stuff I don't know, but that stuff I do know. I done watched a lot of ball, bro.
Man,
That's how I
football is
know.
life.
Right. Yeah.
Football is life, man.
Yeah,
That's how
man.
I
It's
know as Falcons fans, the only reason a lot of fans mad right now, because truthfully, we spoiled. I went back
yeah,
and looked at Matt Ryan record last night.
right.
Bruh, this man had 28 touchdowns one season, 36 another season. The lowest rate of touchdowns this man had was like 16.
Well, the nigga was averaging over 250 a game, over 250 yards a game. That man was averaging.
So we
I
so used to at least being in playoff contention because for 14 years this man kept us in at least the playoffs, even if it was
He
the
kept
first
us
round we
relevant, man.
lost.
He kept us
right.
relevant.
Yeah.
I watched
With
him at
that,
BC. I
I
watched him in
always
college.
said if he went to Baltimore Ravens instead of Joe Flacco, they would have had more than one Super Bowl. I guarantee
Probably
you.
so.
But
Probably
them
so.
boy had that defense, and Matt Ryan was slinging that ball.
Yeah.
Did
Yeah.
you hear what
Yeah.
Matt Ryan said on one of his interviews this year? He said, "Man, if
Okay.
I had this defense right here, ain't no telling what we'd have did."
Yeah,
When
I
they
Yeah.
asked
remember
him
him
about
saying that.
Jalen Walker and James Pierce Jr.,
Yeah, I remember
he
him saying that.
he said, "Boy, if I had this defense, boy, ain't no hey." That's how, and that's what made me respect Matt Ryan a whole lot more because now that we get to see some of these players on these podcasts and interviews, Matt Ryan had that dog in him. Say what you
Oh,
want
you
about that
heard shit.
man,
You heard it on the film. Shit.
but
Hey,
I'm
Who
just
get
hey,
saying,
that?
like
Get your ass fucking set, nigga. He said it on the film on that ass.
hey, I'm gonna ask you something. Y'all Bulldogs, man. Some of y'all, right?
yeah,
Oh, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Why y'all do my nose like that? That wasn't right, man. Why y'all do my nose like that, bro? Why? Why? Why y'all do my nose
Cause
like
them,
that, man? We
them
we
niggas,
ain't do nothing to y'all.
we had to
We
show
ain't
them
do
niggas
Kirby smart
Oh,
coaching.
we had to show they went like that. Even if
I
y'all
don't
would have
want.
had y'all starters in, y'all would have lost by goddamn 30. Y'all still
Oh
would
yeah,
have lost by 30.
I was gonna say I
nothing,
don't want to put. I don't want to throw dirt on that, man. But
man. Yeah,
hey, man.
y'all ain't have to do it like that, man.
But you
I've
know,
been a Nose fan a long time, man. Y'all leg dropped us, bro.
Gotta blame the
Bro, we
committee
had
Hey,
to
on
make
that
an
because
example.
they wanted Batman Texas to be in the playoffs over Georgia. They
It
wanted the
wasn't
Yeah,
Texas
it
or
wasn't
Bama
y'all, bro.
championship over a
yeah,
It
University
wasn't
of
y'all,
Georgia
bro.
three-peat.
it really wasn't. But you know,
It was
you got to
because
also
they kept us out the
understand
playoff.
too
They kept us out the
that
playoff,
that
bro. It wasn't y'all.
right.
No, but
Okay.
you gotta understand that's
Yeah.
Kirby's mentality.
Yeah, and I like that. I like that. And it's just one game, man. That's what you do in football. If they can't stop you, they just can't stop you. As long as there ain't no dirty stuff going on, it ain't too personal, man. It is what it is.
Yeah, it ain't
Um,
personal.
yeah. So that I
But
just figured,
that's the thing
you
about
know,
Kirby Smart. He not the type that run up the score though. That's not what he do.
right,
He never been.
right,
He the type to build experience. He had his backups in that was got still scoring. They was running the ball and scoring.
right,
So he
right.
not the type that got down believe in running up the score. He believe in development. So he'll never sit up there.
Yeah,
That's why Georgia
right,
don't get the love like that about the style points. So we never just run up the score like that. We develop
Yeah,
players.
right,
he'll
right,
play
right,
guys.
right.
He'll play guys who he know gonna go through the transfer portal. Soon as the goddamn season ends, he know they going in the transfer portal. He'll still play them.
Yeah,
He put them in to
that's
get them that film so they can go through the transfer portal.
Mm-hmm.
right, 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 right.
Because one thing that I respect about Kirby, when I watched one of his interviews, he said even though he said he feel that Jalen needs to play more edge. He said when players got hurt, I can't be mad at him. He said at one time I had to put Jalen as the nickel. So you telling me this man to play nickel, linebacker, had him playing next to the D tackle. They said he played everywhere from the A gap all the way out. Then played
Kirby,
linebacker and played a
Kirby
little
had that
nickel.
man playing all over the field, dog. That's
I
why I
like
said
that.
he got them boys strong. Them Georgia boys strong as shit. You ever seen
And
goddamn
yeah, they Alabama clones.
what his
That's what
name
they
is?
are. They Alabama clones. He built them
Oh,
just like
did you
when
just
he was
call
in
us a
Alabama.
freaking Alabama clone?
Hey, they ain't a bad thing to be, man.
You
They-
forgot
hey,
who be on Alabama
Well,
team? Be a lot of Georgia boys
well,
on Alabama
hey,
team.
He
I'm
well,
gonna
said
tell
that
you
because
something.
that's where Kirby Smart came from, that Alabama
Yeah,
Nick Sabian
He
yeah,
shit.
did, but it's
yeah,
different. It's a
but
yeah. That's
different
what I'm saying.
style.
yeah,
He
Yeah,
was molded
it's
by
some things you don't say.
he was
Some
molded by
things you just
goddamn.
don't say to some Georgia boy, to some
hey,
dogs.
okay, all right,
It's
yeah,
some
hey,
things you just don't say
hey,
to some
hey,
dogs.
hey, that's a trigger word.
That's
I
a
see
trigger.
now.
That was a
Yeah,
trigger.
yeah,
Hey, but I
yeah,
can't lie to y'all. It's
yeah.
one thing that I do hope this year about the Falcons.
Right.
I want us, it ain't no knock to Raheem, but I want us to be more like Bill Belichick this year. Run the
Okay.
score up on them.
Right.
We gonna keep scoring until you stop it. Cause
Because
one
and
thing
you
I
also
respected about Arthur Smith is if
right,
you can't stop that run,
Oh
he
my
ain't
goodness.
finna throw the ball because you can't stop the run. Until you
right.
stop the run, there's no sense in me even throwing.
Yeah,
Oh look,
yeah,
but Bill Belichick wasn't like that. They ran that ball. They hit that run and they throw them short passes to the running back. That's how Bill Belichick do.
yeah.
They never
Nah, but
was
what I'm
tight.
saying is I want to be a Belichick mentality as far as winning. We gonna run this score up until you stop us.
Now
Right.
he
Yeah.
was about winning. He was never about running the score. He was about winning now. Bill
Hey, hey,
Belichick was
hey,
about
hey,
putting
No,
that
he
game
hey,
said
away.
it in
hey,
he said it in his interview. I watched
hey,
one of Bill
He
Belichick
said he run the
interview.
score up in the interview.
Yes.
hey,
Oh
hey,
shit.
hey, ask the Titans. Hey, ask the Titans. Remember they beat the Titans like 70 to something about 7, 8 years ago? Ask the Tennessee Titans when they mopped the
Shit, I
floor
ain't
with the
know that.
Titans.
I ain't
Yeah,
know that
Bill
was Bill
Belichick
Belichick.
said
I ain't
in
know
his
that now.
he's man,
They,
Bill Belichick said in one of his interviews that I literally just watched over the Memorial Day weekend. That what made me think about it.
yeah,
He said,
yeah,
I'm gonna run the scope up until
yeah,
you stop us.
yeah. See, I'm gonna tell
Damn.
you, he got mentored by Jimmy Johnson a little bit. He got codes with Jimmy Johnson and started getting advice from him a lot. So he became a little bit like Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy Johnson wanted to annihilate whether he was coaching in the pros or college, man.
He the
Iron
one. He
sharpen
the one
iron.
talk. He the one talk. Goddamn. Nick Saban.
Yeah, yeah. So
But Bill Belichick learned from the Parcell. That's who he learned from.
yeah. Parcells, both from him and Saban, learned on the Parcells. So but yeah, y'all Falcons doing it, man. Let me ask you this right here. Is anybody who's y'all number one threat in the NFC South? Who are you concerned about? I know you probably not. I know you ain't concerned about the Saints, but do you see the Falcons or the Buccaneers as being a wall in between y'all and the other side.
You got to say the Buccaneers. They won the last four seasons.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
be
So
honest.
yeah, I said them in
Carolina
Carolina.
has got Carolina has gotten sneaky
Man,
good
hell,
after this draft.
hell with Carolina.
Man,
Carolina's some bullshit.
I'm just but I'm just speaking from the question he asked because I
Yeah.
watched they draft. I seen who they because a couple of the people they drafted I actually wanted on our team, but
Mm,
But
they
you know
got
they
nah
drafted weapons. They didn't draft no trench
they
guy.
drafted good defense too. Nick Skirting and all of them. I'm primary. I
mm,
watched it.
right.
The Panthers
Yeah.
take away. I say this: take Bryce Young out this situation and put like a Michael Penix in this situation. That's the way I looked at it.
Right.
They've gotten sneaky good. Not saying that they're going to be better than us, but we cannot overlook them. That's what I'm because we gotta as Falcon fans, I as a Falcon fan, I've literally watched our team overlook other teams
But
and
one
our
Right.
thing about
fan
it,
base.
we can't overlook nobody in NFC South because it always a game anyway. No matter what the record is, it's always a
Yeah.
damn game.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. No doubt, man.
But
I
truthfully,
got you.
Tampa Bay really, because Tampa Bay,
Yeah.
they
They
just
got an
got
offense,
even
man.
more dangerous
Yeah.
on their
Yeah.
offense.
They got
I'm
an
just gonna
offense.
say,
And
I'm
I'm just
hoping
gonna say Tampa Bay.
that shoe drop on Baker Mayfield ass. That's what I'm hoping. I'm because he been playing his ass off these past couple
Baker
seasons.
been balling. Baker been
So
balling in
Hey, but
Tampa.
one thing I will
I'm
say,
hoping he backslide a little bit back to his old ways.
He's still the same. He's still the same Baker Mayfield. He just niggas ain't taking advantage of the opportunity that he give them. He give up. If you
Yeah.
look at the turnover this man did, he still turned the ball over. Ain't nobody taking advantage of
but
the
well, that's
opportunity.
because he a gunslinger. So
Yeah.
I
Here you go.
because that's what I'm. That's the only thing I'm really scared of with Penix is our fan base because he's a gunslinger. So it's gonna be some fuck ups somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And I
Right.
know how our fan base get hard, take him out and put someone else in and all of this. You got to allow the man a chance to fuck up.
Yeah.
Gunslingers throw
Yes.
interceptions.
Yes.
That's just what they
Yes.
do. They gonna turn
Yes. Yes.
gunslingers gonna throw interceptions. You
No
just
doubt. No doubt.
but what they also gonna do is they gonna make that throw that real hard to make in the clutch
Yeah.
moments, like he did in that
Yeah.
the picks in that Washington game. They
Yeah,
also
Yeah.
do it
Brad
back.
Favre, Brad Favre, the perfect example. Why he used to throw through them
Yes.
small windows. You be like, how that motherfucker get that
Yes.
ball out? Yeah,
Yeah.
Hey, Aaron
Yeah.
Rodgers used to be dangerous like that when you got him outside that pocket.
yeah. He
Yeah.
he he learned from Brad Favre.
Yes. No
But I
doubt.
think
No
with
doubt.
Matt Ryan mentoring Penix, I think that's gonna help him a lot. Because one thing that Matt Ryan said, Cam Jordan said the same thing. The only
No,
game
he
we worry
good. I
about in
always
the
keep
South
running
is the
like he
Saints.
family. I ain't gonna
Is the Saints
sound
game.
like that. Like
He
an
would
outcast.
he was like
All
what
right.
he said when I go in this Saints
When I
game,
go in
I
these Saints
understand
games,
my
I
fan
understand my
base.
fan base.
He said my
He
fan
said
Got an
base.
echo,
my
Will, man.
fan. Hey, tell William Angel to mute his mic. Mute
Oh,
your
hold on,
mic, bro.
hold
Mute
on.
yourself, Will. You got an echo.
Hold hold on. I got you.
Yeah, one thing Matt Ryan said was one thing I understand about the South. This what gave me real respect for Matt Ryan. He said, "We don't beat nobody else in this South. I got to beat the Saints." Cam Jordan said
Yeah.
the same thing. He said, "Don't nobody care if we beat Carolina. Don't nobody care if we beat Tampa Bay. They not our real rivals. They want to be our rivals, but they not." He
They little
said, "When
brother.
I get," he said, "I watch extra tape on the Falcons." He said, "No disrespect." Respectfully, but I watch extra tape on the Falcons when we play them because I know that this is more like a college rivalry game than the NFL game. And when Matt Ryan said the same thing, Matt Ryan said one thing I did was when it's time to play them Saints, I lock in.
Right, right. But hey, man, I enjoy talking to y'all, man. I'm gonna go ahead and drop out. I got some stuff to do, man. I just might link back up with y'all one day, man. How often do y'all be on? Do y'all have a certain format y'all follow, or what?
I do fan speak. I do
Okay,
this morning show. If I
okay.
don't do it on what the day is, shit, I don't forgot what day it is now.
Tuesday.
If
It's
I don't
actually
do it
Tuesday.
Tuesday, if I don't do it Tuesday mornings, I do it
Okay.
on if I don't do it Tuesday mornings, I got another one I do them on Wednesday mornings called
Okay.
Let's Be Clear. But I only drop the link
Okay.
for one or the other. So, but I'm usually
Okay.
here every morning on Tuesdays. We
Right.
do a show on Thursday night at 8 o'clock.
Okay.
And if we don't do nothing on
Okay.
Wednesday, we do something on Friday morning.
Okay. I see. I see. I just might get back with y'all, man. I like what y'all doing, man, and I like y'all future, man. The Falcons got a future, man. You know, like I say, it's gonna depend on management, coaching, and staying healthy. And the sky's the limit. I'm gonna say this here: year 4 of the Michael Penix era. I think y'all can be right there, man. I think y'all can get to the NFC Championship game or even the Super Bowl, man.
Woohoo!
I can see it. I can see it,
Hey
man.
man,
Appreciate
we
that.
appreciate you
Yeah.
coming through and showing love, Rudy, man. Hey, anytime, man. Stop by anytime, man. Appreciate you.
No, no, no doubt, man. Salute to y'all.
All right, my guy.
Yes,
He
sir. Okay.
he ain't lying though, because the more and more I traveled around Twitter and the NFL this Memorial Day weekend, the NFL, I see why they gave us 5 primetime game. The Washington game, because all they talk about is that Washington game and that Carolina game. They don't really include the New York one, and that's because everybody think, the defense was weak or whatever. But they was like, if Penny said they got that ball back in that Carolina game, Carolina won the one.
Yeah, because
If
the
we would
All,
got
defense
all,
that,
was less.
all I'm gonna say is, bro, we better sweep this NFC South, bro. Only game I see who might split was probably Tampa if we get week Thursday. I know I'm speaking kind of soon, but we got to take care of business in the NFC South, bro. We got to take care of business, bro.
So you say you expecting us to sweep the South with
Shit, we could have swept the last year.
Yeah, because okay, if you think about it, bro, the team gave up on Jimmy Lake after that Carolina. When I seen that Carolina game, like when Will was saying about the defense just completely shut down, they got tired of the bull crap. Even Jesse Bates was getting frustrated. You know what I'm saying? Because he's a leader. He
They
was
were
still gonna play,
complaining
but
about the defense all year, dog. You can hear it, you can see it in their body language.
yeah, man. So
mm-hmm.
but I think Jimmy Lake would have scapegoat. Man, in my opinion, I'm gonna tell you something I've been saying. Jimmy Lake was gonna be the scapegoat either way, and I feel like that's why he didn't go pick up a Steve Wilkes or something, because I feel like Raheem always wanted to bring Ulbrich back anyway. Because Ulbrich said the same thing Raheem said. We got a lot of unfinished business here.
You know
That's
what?
his homie. That's his homie.
That's it, homie. And
And
for
hold up, Blackberry. If
okay, what
y'all
you got?
think, if y'all think that Raheem Moore cannot fire Jeff Obert, you's a dummy. Okay, carry
Yeah,
on.
I'm gonna disagree with you on that bit, Will.
You gonna disagree with me on what? That he
What
can't
you get?
fire Jeff Obert, the dude that he hired, he can't fire him? Y'all think these folks on the same level? Y'all damn fool. He's still his boss.
Oh,
They
nah,
might be
I
nah, nah,
cordial
understand
nah,
then.
that.
nah, nah.
I
Hell nah.
understand that.
Uh-uh.
But hell no. Hell no.
Everybody,
I think for us though, real talk though, fellas, man, it got to be a improvement, bro. Because like Mad Mike say, bro, there's no more excuses for Raheem. Like Terry and I did he did his own work. The scout department did their thing. It was up to the coaches to get these players to put them in the best position to make plays. That's simple. You know what I'm saying? Put the players in the best position and stop letting these teams down, beating us by
Hey,
10 to 20 points.
all right.
what
So
I
I'm
just
let me ask y'all. Let's do this. Let's do this. I'm so glad this came up. Let's say we go 4 weeks. You know what? Make it 5. Let's say we go 5 straight weeks. Well, we once again not getting sacks. Let's say we go another 5 straight weeks to start the season where we ain't getting no sacks. Well, we all
just
know who running the defense, Jeff Hooper.
facts.
What y'all gonna say Raheem Moore is supposed to do?
hold on,
But
Blackberry. Let me ask you something though. Let me ask you something. Is it no sacks, but we pressuring the quarterback, moving him off his
No
spot,
sacks. No
disrupting the
sacks.
backfield? I'm saying,
Cause
is
last
that
year
what
we
we're
were
doing?
getting pressures, we just weren't getting sacks. So same thing as last year, getting pressures but no sacks.
If I'm
What
looking at the
y'all gonna
game, bro,
what y'all gonna
if
say?
I'm looking at it, I'm gonna answer first then. See, I'm gonna knock it out the park. If I'm looking at the game and I see them moving the quarterback off the pocket every time, making them uncomfortable, and got done getting off the field on third down, I don't give a damn we ain't got no sack because some of them quarterback getting rid of that ball fast as fuck. We gotta understand some of these teams used to come into the game plan saying we ain't holding no ball more than 3 seconds. We getting rid of the ball. They used to get rid of the ball quick as hell. Either it was a dump off or it was a quick slant or whatever. They was getting rid of that ball quick. Man, if I see him move, if I see our defensive line penetrating the pocket, moving the quarterback off his spot and making it difficult back there, I ain't worried about the sack too much. Because like a lot of defense coordinators tell you, sacks are lovely, they good for the stats, but I want that quarterback to be uncomfortable. I want
Right.
turnovers. You feel
Right.
what I'm saying? I want
Right.
turnovers.
Interceptions. You right. Well, and before you even say something though, bro, like you said some good critical points. We got to down start getting to the quarterback. Like I understand that you say like sacks don't mean nothing, but we cannot play around, bro. We got a crunch time schedule this year. I ain't trying to say we got a cupcake schedule, but you know what I'm saying. It's up to Raheem Morris and Jeff Obert. You know what I'm saying? Because he got a lot on his plate to prove. Cause I know he's with the Jets. They gave a good teams explosive plays like in our zone. So we cannot play a lot of zones like that. We got to be playing like more man to man zone blitzes and play like you know what I'm saying like a little 4-3 hybrid. Like
Okay,
why
But
you
when
so
we
know
but when we
I'm gonna be
did get the
honest
sack,
though.
when we did get the sacks though, we start allowing passes.
I'm gonna
When
be
we started getting the sacks
that's
and
right.
started
That's
getting
right.
to the quarterback consistent, now here come the deep ball. Now here come across the middles. Now here come over the
Now here
top.
come busted coverages.
Right. Oh
hey,
man. So what do we want? Sacks or we want coverage?
I'm
Which
gonna
one you
be
want? Sacks or
honest.
coverage?
I'm gonna be honest about this defense right here with Aubrey. I think it's gonna be balanced like the offense because one thing that I'm looking at is our coaching staff. Ain't no way we not finna have sacks with Nate Ali. There's no way because I've like it'd be different if it wasn't Ali. I wouldn't feel this confident, but I've watched what you did with players.
Gotcha.
Like he said, we're simplifying the calls on the front line. He said he felt when he watched film on these players last year, he felt they had them thinking too much. Like he said, I scouted Brandon Dorless. I know what Dorless can do. But the way Jimmy Lake was using Dorless, that's why I said I don't see them same problems from last year. I'm gonna
But
just be.
if we have those problems,
But if we have
we
those problems
we
and we
know
getting
who running
pressure
the
and
defense.
turnovers,
So what do you expect for Raheem to do? This that what this show about. It's about expectations.
Yeah,
If
because
we
Raheem
have
got to.
if
Yeah.
if we had the same issues we had last year to start the season off, the first quarter of the season, what do you expect Raheem to do?
I
Okay,
I
expect
so
expect
right here.
honestly, I expect him to let it play out a little bit longer because even
Hmm.
now I'm gonna tell you why. Because it was like some I forgot who interview I was watching. They don't expect the they feel like for the first couple of games the offense may have to carry the defense because our defense is so young. So that's why I say being that it's like that Super Bowl year. We just got a lot of young players. So you
yeah,
gotta allow them to fuck up. So
I
I
think
don't
either way it goes, they gonna allow it to play out. Cause I don't think Arthur Blank gonna fire nobody during the season. I'm thinking if it don't go well, he gonna goddamn skate everything off. Everybody go. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he firing nobody in the middle of the season. I think he gonna let the season go on, and he just gonna go clean slate.
but see
But
that's the
with
thing.
that situation,
In the first 5 games, if we don't got no sacks but we winning, what's the fucking point?
exactly.
Ah,
That's what I was about to say though. If we at the bottom five in sacks, but we in the top five in scoring defense, nigga, I'm not mad.
Yeah.
I'm not mad
Yeah.
at all.
Me either. Because out of there, we need turnover. We get critical interceptions
Because
in
our
game.
defensive
So
line really young. So that's why
yeah.
I got to see. that's the conflict with it. If you don't have sacks in the first 5 games, I got to allow you grace because I know our defensive line is young. So I can't.
You know,
That's what I that
the New
and
York
I you
Giants
know
was
how
at
Quentin
the New York Giants was at the top of the sack board last year. And you know what their record was?
4-12.
Yeah, they suck. It was a lot. We had a couple
They were
teams that had
ass.
was leading the team goddamn league in sacks, but their record was ass garbage.
Yeah, yeah,
So that's why I say
I
we,
feel
we
you.
look at stats a lot with the stat because it's flashy and shit, but it ain't all be all. I love to have some sack, but if we got there bottom five in sack and top five in scoring defense, I'm fine with that shit.
Okay, we so everybody on this panel right now, I'm gonna exclude myself because I'm asking the question. But everybody right now on that panel say if we have some of the same issues we had last year, that Raheem should let it play out a little bit longer.
especially if we winning,
Everybody
yeah.
saying that, right?
I agree.
Yeah,
Especially
if we
winning,
winning,
right?
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. So follow up question. Let's say Raheem Morris
You go shaking the tree.
goes shaking the tree.
I knew he been
And
calling some bullshit.
now the difference this year would be the bye week is early.
That's
yeah,
basically
Last
yeah.
year the bye week was in the middle of the season.
yep,
So let's say we get around to week 9, week 10, and he goes shaking the tree. Yeah, I see what we're trying to do with this defense, but we don't win a couple games just like last year without getting turnovers, and I didn't like how it looked. Looked like offense is starting to figure out how to protect the ball against us a little bit better, and we still not getting sacks. It's hurting us on the scoreboard. So he goes shaking the tree, and he does what he did with Jimmy Lake.
But see, that's when I think bringing in a veteran DC come in at because with a veteran DC, you ain't gotta wait to allow Jimmy Lake to fix his mistakes. A veteran DC is gonna fix the mistakes right then there at the
Yeah,
board.
himself.
Last year, last year
Mm,
they felt like, all right, we got a young DC with Jimmy Lake. Let's allow Jimmy Lake to rely on these veterans.
And we're gonna
Hey,
see
cause
more
Jeff
in-game
Ulbrich
assists.
already said
In-game.
Jeff Ulbrich already said he leaning on Jerry. He leaning on his whole coaching staff. He not like Jimmy Lake. He leaning on
But
Jerry Gray. He
but
leaning
But
on
didn't I
Coach
say
remember
that
Prime.
earlier,
remember
whole team?
King Richard,
Uh,
King Richard, your boy, your boy Jimmy Lake did the same thing. He said the same thing in his break. I'm leaning on my defense. I'm taking advice from everybody. The thing is, he was taking advice from everybody, but didn't know how to manage the team his damn self. He didn't know how to manage what he had.
And see,
That's the thing that caught up with him.
that's why I agree with GA Texas boy, because Jeff Ulbrich ain't Jimmy Lake. Soon as he see a mistake, he gonna try to figure a way around it. That's why he wanted all those versatile players, like Blackberry said in that last part. When you got safeties that can drop the linebackers, DBs that can drop the safety, then you got linebackers that can drop and play on the line. You can switch a lot of stuff up. If one thing don't work, we can try this. If this don't work, we can try. It allows you growth room. Just change your scheme
Yeah.
along
And
with the
to,
season.
and to add on to what King and Richie was saying, just look at the moves we did this offseason. Even from the coaches to the players, everybody who we brought in is proven experience. When you look at Nate Ollie's resume, proven experience. When you look at Jeff Obrick and what's the guy we brought in who trained the safeties, proven experience.
got
All the way
proven.
down to our draft class: Jalen Walker, JPJ, Xavier Watts, Billy Bowman, Jack Nelson, Kobe Bryant, proven experience.
yeah,
And
We
yeah.
ain't
most of the
going.
people we
We
got
didn't
in
go
the
after no
All,
draft,
projects. We didn't go
damn
after
near
no
everybody
projects.
we got in that
all
draft,
I'm
we know
saying,
was damn near captains of their team, even in the undrafted free agency. Nick Nash was the captain on his team, Triple Crown winner. So we got a lot of players that have played a lot of football.
hey, we forgetting that Terry Fontenot had a good offseason last year too. He brought in a lot of talent last year.
He did. Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Two
So
two
it
years
ain't
in a row. 2 years in a row.
this man been bringing in talent, bro. I'm
Yeah.
at the
It's,
point
it's, it,
now.
but
I'm
it,
at
but
the
it's on
point
a,
now.
it's,
They can do all this. They can do all this talking at the press conference, all that bullshit. I'm at the show me point now. Me and
yeah.
Blackberry, we done been to Missouri. Show
Yeah.
me, motherfucker. I'm at the show me time right now. Fuck that.
For
Y'all
Yeah.
real.
can do all that
That was
talking
what
and
I was
Yeah.
saying
show me.
earlier.
Yeah.
Two
Man, Mike
drafts
said
in
the
a
same
row.
thing. So be.
Outside of Jack Nelson, two drafts in a row. Everybody we done drafted in these last two drafts, the teams they don't play for in the last 3-4 years, they all played in either the conference championship and or the playoffs. The only person who
And they
didn't
always
is
captains. And
Jack
they always
Nelson.
captains. If you go back and look at it, they always captains
E-
on their team.
e- Even Casey Washington played in the conference championship at Illinois. The only person who didn't play in a conference championship and or playoffs is Jack Nelson. But Jack Nelson got experience at every position on that O line.
But then
Mm.
he also
And
played for
started 4 years
Wisconsin,
straight. And
and Wis-
started 4 years.
and Wisconsin is known for offensive line. If you want offensive lineman, you go to Wisconsin.
Yeah, offensive line, tight end, Wisconsin and Iowa, they
So,
always bringing that shit up.
hey,
Just
so
don't
I,
bring up Peter Cons.
hey,
I
so I
even
got a,
one of the first places I go to look at talent.
so I had a quick question. Y'all think Nelson could get some play time if Killer McGregor messed up on our right tackle side? Y'all don't think
Yeah.
Yeah, but Gary gonna be straight, dog.
Man,
That's
folks
one of
better
y'all.
be ready
That's
for
one of y'all meanest offensive linemen y'all got. But Gary is a motherfucking beast.
Why
Jack
y'all want
Nelson
to keep
finna be
picking?
just like
Y'all want
Brandon
to keep
Dorley.
picking on the most consistent lineman we had in 2024.
Jack
He was the
Nelson will
most
not be getting
consistent.
no play time this
I'm
year
not I'm not as
unless it's
down on
injury.
I'm not as down on McGarry as everybody else because one
he's
thing,
just not good
see
at pass
this,
protection.
nah, but see,
That
this
blind
the thing
spot.
that people don't realize.
William,
Only
man.
TJ Watts gave him problems last year, bro. That boy was
We
he was
had
better
two
than
top 10
Nah,
Jay
but did
tackles
you
Cutler.
know? But you know one
in the
thing.
NFL last season. Two top 10 tackles last year.
Hey,
Two
but
top
you
10
you
tackles.
want to know one thing? No, one thing I realized about us switching quarterbacks. Everybody on this team plays different for Penix.
Bro, I was finna say that earlier, bro.
Everybody on this team plays. They talking about Penix already rallying the
Hey,
defense and the offense, and
if
it's
you play
volunteer.
if you play football or sports or whatever, if you got a confident quarterback, everybody hype up around that guy. Defenses love what call goddamn what you call that goddamn damn can't even think right now. A confident quarterback. We love that shit on defense because we know if we get him the ball back, he know what to do with it. He
And,
knows what to do with the fucking ball.
and you got to understand when Penix came in. Truth be told, McGarry ain't the one that allowed the sack on him.
Nope, that was Jake.
That was Jake Matthews who allowed the sack, and Jake Matthews wasn't even playing on his blind side.
And Chris Lindstrom
And that's
stepped
what
on
I was
Caleb
saying.
McGarrett's foot 2 times.
That's what
Yep.
I was saying. McGarrett played better than goddamn Jake Matthews last year.
He played better. He literally played better than everybody on the line. He was the
And
most
we had
consistent lineman all season long.
Until he
the
got his
last
foot stepped on.
the last 4 years we had the top five offensive line in the league. Last 4 years. So I'm not
And
worried about that offensive line. We gonna be
and
there.
then you got to think too. If Caleb McGarry something does happen, we not even worried about Ryan Nelson yet because we still got Storm Norton.
Yeah. And we got depth though. We got depth, man. We just gotta stay healthy and execute, fellas. That's all, man. Just execute game decision, game management, all that stuff, man.
I'm gonna be honest.
We just
I'm
gotta keep
not
proving
worried
every
about
week.
none of that. I'm worried about one motherfucking person.
Raheem.
Because and it's
There you
not
go.
because I'm down on
Coaching.
Raheem. Not and
Coaching.
it's not because I'm down on Raheem. What I want Raheem to do is allow. So see, Jimmy Lake ain't here no more. Allow your coaches to be coaches and sometimes step the fuck out the way.
Yeah. Yeah. I see you saying
Okay,
that.
well now this is where I have to stop you,
Bingo.
I was
King
just about
Richard.
to say King Richard. He let the boy do that. That
He
what the
let
hell the
them
problem.
play. That's literally that is why I just asked y'all that question. If we had the same issues, some of the same issues to start the season out that we had last year, what y'all expect for Raheem Morris to do? Because last year he did exactly what you just said he should do this year.
But see,
He
that's my problem, Blackbeard, because that wasn't the time to do that.
no, but
That's
wait a minute now. Wait a minute now.
But you
I'm
gotta
gonna tell you
understand.
why.
You gotta think, King Rich. You gotta think. If he's get yes, these are first year coordinators. We get that. They first year coordinators and first year play callers. But if you don't give them your trust, if you don't trust them to be able to do their job, look at Zach Robinson. We was jumping down that some bitch throat for the first quarter of the season, but he figured
Yeah.
some he figured something out along the way. Well, he got the offense humming,
Nah,
and he had some
he said it
hiccups
in his
here and there.
inter. Hey, Blackberry, he said it in his PFF interview. He said that he was just grasping at straws. He admitted it. He said I was just
Yeah,
grasping at straws. He said because they asked him what's the difference between last year and this year. He said it feels so good to be in the second year of the offense because now I can implement a
now he
lot
better
more.
understand, right? He better understand how to approach a
No,
game and how to
guess what he
prepare for
said,
it.
Blackberry? He said he was calling his other buddies that coach on other teams, asking them about certain situations. That's how he said he was able to fix the
That
offense.
was it. That was that Robinson saying.
Yeah,
That's what he said.
go watch his
That
PFF
that what
interview because
that what all coaches do. All coaching network like that. But the thing is though, the thing is, damn, I'm losing my train of thought this morning. God damn, what the
You
hell
need to
going
go.
on?
You need to go drink a goddamn Red Bull and get some wings. Then some bitch.
I'm usually out today, and I went in and got some of that work. I'm throwing off.
But
Yeah.
y'all, listen, y'all. When you got first year coordinators and play callers, it's different ways some coaches might approach it. Some coaches might say, okay, I'm gonna hold your hand throughout the process. I'm gonna hold your hand. And me and you both gonna design an offense together. But if you do that, are you really allowing them to grow? If you do that, if you get a coordinator position, it's because I feel like you can handle this shit on your own. And if you need my input, then I give you my input with some tutelage. But I'm not finna
Yeah,
hold your hand.
yeah, that's what I was
You
just
see what
about
I'm
to say.
saying?
What's the point of you hiring the goddamn offense defense coordinator if you gonna run the shit?
Exactly.
and see
So
but that's the thing. And I don't know if Jimmy Lake was doing it, but Zach Robinson definitely said that he wasn't looking for Raheem to hold his hand because he was calling his buddies that coach offensive coordinators for other teams, asking them how they dealt with certain
mhm.
situations.
Yeah, cause Raheem not the offense. He done coached the offensive side of the ball, but he ain't calling plays. He ain't he ain't involved in the strategy for the game for the offense. So he needed to talk to offensive coaches that done been through what he going through now. So he did that. Jimmy Lake, he got a defensive coach as the head coach on his team. So he got a guy right there, but he also should be. But y'all got to think too. You got to think too with Jimmy Lake. Jimmy Lake wasn't. Jimmy Lake isn't really. He ain't been in the NFL that long. He ain't been in the NFL that long. So when people give when we give Raheem criticism for not stepping in sooner with Jimmy Lake, that's what I agree with the criticism on Raheem at. Is this dude ain't been in the NFL that long. Most of his career was college. Most of his career was right there in one fucking state, Washington.
And you can tell by Jimmy Lake's scheme we had last year. That was more of a college scheme than the NFL scheme, truthfully.
And him playing and the DBs playing off on the receivers is what we don't know why he decided to do that, but that was his call. We know this because when the defense started humming a little bit, getting sacks, when they did, He credited Raheem Morris for stepping in and making the adjustments. He did that. So every time somebody asks, well, why Raheem let it go on for so long? You gotta let the man. You got to see if he's gonna grow in the position. The only way to do that is to see if he's gonna learn from his mistakes. It's the first year, so we already know if it's everybody first year with the team. It's the head coach first year being the head coach. It's the coordinators first year being the damn coordinators. This is we learning. This is we learning one another year. We learning what we're gonna be, who we're gonna be. If you don't understand that, then you don't understand sports. You just don't, because ain't in no sport where first year anything done took off like a fucking rocket out the gate. Nobody. It's never happened. They got to learn each other and they got to learn the job, especially
Well,
when they first
besides
year
Texas,
coordinators.
That's why you
besides
don't
Eastern
bring
Texas,
in
they got
two.
they took off.
Yeah, the Texans, they did. Hold on, wait a
They
minute.
took off. That was his
Wait a
first
minute.
year. They had a good year. They made it to the playoff.
But both of their both the DC, the defensive coordinator and the offensive coordinator had play calling duties other play somewhere else
Not the
before.
offense. The offense was first time. First time.
That was his first time.
That was his first time.
Okay,
Defense
I gotta
coordinator
go
was
do
a
my
spirit.
homework on that.
Yeah,
But see
defense
that's
coordinator
what I
was a
was
spirit.
about to say. You brought in two new coordinators.
Yeah, two new coordinators.
That's something I don't know if I'd let you do even though I know Terry can't control that, but it's like, bro, I can give you Zach Robinson, but I can't give you Jimmy Lake and Zach Robinson. Most
Yeah,
teams
Jimmy
that
Lake
took off the
had.
first year
You
didn't
know,
have two. So what Blackberry's saying is true because we got two coordinators that's just their first year. But at
So
least Zach Robinson had at least
my bad, King Rich.
nah, I was just gonna
But
say at least Zach
you know
Robinson
my
had
mindset, bro.
experience.
You know my mindset. Football is football. The thing is about NFL is all about preparation. How much are you willing to prepare? Because you can come in and be just as good as Peyton Manning if you're willing to prepare like Peyton Manning, not see him as your uh as a famous motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them get starstruck when they playing these guys. If you come in with the same preparation that Peyton Manning is willing to do, you can be just as good, bro. That's the difference between the NFL. That's your job. You don't
well,
got school
it's
no
a
more.
little
You ain't
more
got
to it than
school and
that.
all that.
But see,
I
you
really,
went and
for
got a
me,
DC that wasn't even that good in college. The scheme he had in college is what he brought to the Falcons. That's how I knew we were gonna play soft cover shell, cover three
yeah, cause
soft
for
shell.
me, that's the difference between college and professional. Anyway, is coaches know how to put coaches know how to manipulate players as if they're on the field themselves just from their headset. Just based off of how they position players and off the plays that they call. They can take somebody
Right, right.
that come from out of college. Look at Jadavion Clowney struggled for a little while, y'all. It took Jadavion Clowney had to bring it. He had to kind of go back to the drawing board a little bit. He thought he was gonna come in this thing and be wrecking shop. He ended up being
Yeah,
a
that
journeyman.
motherfucker had that one play and he skyrocketed. He
All
skyrocketed.
right.
But I guess the NFL learned from that shit because I ain't let Ernest Green be that motherfucker. Ernest Green was gonna end up being that motherfucker on that one practice play. It got it
He said
skyrocketed
Ernest
up.
Green. What the name?
What
His
the
name
name is?
was
I bet Green
what that
something.
motherfucker
His
name?
last name Green.
Some Green. Yeah, his name Green. Last name is Green. Yeah,
But that's why I
yeah.
say preparation because I heard NFL players say that. The difference between you jumping off the boat quickly or taking a couple years to do so is all about preparation. You got to practice how you're gonna play. If you're not gonna practice how you're gonna play, you're not gonna show up like that on goddamn on game day.
But
You
that's
got
what
some player, you got some player that are good game time player, but not good practice player. But those players turn out to be goddamn selfish ass players
Mm-hmm.
too. Because your team can't trust you if you're not gonna show that shit in practice. That's
but
the difference.
that's what Jared Gray said. Jared
Go
Gray
ahead,
said,
make your
I'm trying.
comment, King Rich. Make this your closing remark. We're gonna go around and do the closing remarks. Go
All
ahead,
right,
King
I'll
Rich.
make this my closing remark right here. That's what Jared Gray said. He said, I'm trying to see how I can get you in year 5 in year 1. He said what players are not gonna be starstruck just because they see Justin Jefferson on the field with them. So what Big Will said is sort of true. But I'm gonna be honest, I just gotta after me seeing Jeff Ulbrich run around the field with them players the way he was running, I never seen Jimmy Lake do that. So I got a lot more faith in Jeff Ulbrich than I had in Jimmy Lake.
Same here.
Yeah.
Same here. Who that is? Larry?
Hey man, I just want to say, man, I want to see a stable offense and a stable defense, especially on the defense side of the ball. I want to make sure we can get stats and be consistent, getting pressure and getting turnover. And on the offensive side of the ball, I want to make sure we can score points, man, and make adjustments when we need to.
Yes, up. Yes, up. Oh, Jordan Test boy must have dropped off. Go ahead, Will.
Man, y'all already know what I'm saying, bro. Competition is key. That's all I'm gonna say. Y'all gonna hear me keep saying it. Competition is damn key.
Competition is key. Um, appreciate everybody that came through. Appreciate everybody that tapped that link, came in and showed some love, gave you input. My expectation for the Falcon, man, is I expect for us to compete with the best in this league this year. That's what I'm gonna say. I expect for us to compete with the best in the league, and that's on the stat sheet. That's on the highlights. I expect for us to compete on the scoreboard in the win-loss column. I expect for us to compete with the best in this league. History got to start somewhere. History has to start somewhere. I've been saying that for a few years now. But as long as we see the team actually making the necessary moves, even if those moves don't pan out, if we make 10 moves and we only get 7 to pan out, I'll take that. I'll take 70%. I'll take that. That's called progression. You had an offense in 23 that was damn near in the top, that was damn near in the bottom 12 of the league in 23. They was a top 10 offense last year. That's progression. You won one more game, you lost one less game. It's not a lot, but it's progression. You saw your starting running back. Even though a lot of people don't agree on the usage for the backfield, he took a step forward in his game. Your offensive line remained consistent. And your receivers, thumbs up on Mooney. He was a big pickup. Ray McLeod, he was a big pickup because he was a third down machine. Drake London took a step forward in his career. And you saw Kyle Pitts look like he might actually have something with your new young quarterback. So there's positives. Those positives, if we're going to say it begin and end with coaching, we got to acknowledge that it begins with coaching when it began with coaching. The coach, Raheem Morris, he fucked up in 2024 majorly. But he did produce some positives on this football team. Whether people want to acknowledge it or not, we have something to build on. It's not about whether or not whether you want to, like them or not. It's about what we building on. With that being said, man, appreciate everybody that came through, man. Y'all catch us on the flip side. Home team.